Hey there, Chandler Stevens here, founder of the Soma School, and today I want to share a really simple shift in perspective that's going to have a huge impact on not only how you feel in your business, but how your business actually performs. And to put in perspective that shift, before we get too far into it, I just want to share a little context behind this. So today alone, I've talked to 5 people in very different spaces in our industry. 2 functional range conditioning mobility specialists, a phys ed coach, Feldenkrais practitioner, a yoga teacher, and look, everybody had the exact same issue. Like, it felt like deja vu. This conversation kept coming up. And the issue is this, that as professionals in our space, very often we do not own that we are the expert in the room. Now look, the people you're working with, your prospects, your current students and clients, they are coming to you because you are an expert. They're coming to you hoping that you will be the one to help them change their life. If you don't step up to the plate and own it, somebody else is going to. You're going to lose that business. You're not going to change that person's life. And truthfully, you're going to feel like crap. Believe me, I felt like crap for a while before I started to own it. Now, the question then is, how do we start to shift that perspective? How do I step into being a giant? How do I own the fact that I'm an expert? I'll tell you what a lot of people do wrong. They sit back, kind of cross their fingers and just hope that this lightning bolt of confidence is going to hit. And the truth is, you're going to be sitting back with your fingers crossed for a long time. If you do not intentionally shift the way you're presenting yourself, if you don't intentionally shift the way you're acting, nothing's going to get better. I promise you that. If there's one thing I know, it's that if you don't do anything, nothing's going to happen. Sitting back and waiting for the lightning bolt to come down or the confidence surge to just bubble up from somewhere is not a strategy. Hope is great, but it's not a strategy for growth and improvement. You wouldn't tell someone hey, just hope your mobility improves, right? Or, hey, hope you get more flexible. Hope you get stronger. That just doesn't work. You know this, I know this. So let's move on to how we actually tackle this issue. What I want you to do is get a piece of paper, get a pen. Please, I implore you, physically write this down. It has so much more impact if we actually write it rather than type it out. So write this down. First, the question, how would I act in my business as a professional if I had no fear? How would I act if I were creating the perfect, my dream world utopia practice? Because guess what? When you start a business, this is your chance to create your own perfect world in your offerings, in your work. So write down first, how would I act if I had no fear? Then I want you to just, come up with 10 ideas, 20 ideas. Fill the page with ideas of how you would act. Then here's the kicker. Do those things. Start acting that way. Not tomorrow, not the next week or whatever. Start acting that way now. The reason why is this. There's a beautiful bit of somatic psychology developed by a guy named William James. It's called the as-if principle. Simply goes like this. If you wish a certain quality, act as if you already have it. The link between our bodies and our brains, our mind and our soma, it dictates that if we act a certain way, our mind's going to play catch up. If I act as if I am a confident person, I'm going to start feeling more confident. That is an applied, practical way that I can start to create confidence. I can start to embody confidence, not by sitting back and hoping, not by praying that someday I'll feel like the expert, but by going out and doing the things that will make me feel like the expert, that will make me feel confident. So here's your challenge. Pause this video. Let me finish this sentence, then pause the video. Write down that question. How would I act if I had no fear? Fill the page. Minimum 5 ideas. You're going to have a lot more. Minimum 5 ideas. Then go do those things. Okay? Start acting that way. Think about how you can incorporate that in your day-to-day routines, habits, practices, conversations. Pause this video, write down that question, write down a few thoughts at least. Did you pause? I'm going to hope you did. So the next question is this. Where do I go from here? Once I have an idea of how I would act if I were a confident professional, how I would act if I were the expert, what do I do next? This is where I want to invite you to apply for the Soma School Deep Coaching Intensive. And look, I'm not going to bore you to tears by talking about it. I'm just going to say this. Over the course of 3 months, what the Soma School does is give you a really intensive somatic education curriculum so that you can start to get better results in your movement practice with your clients. We're going to also talk about how to use conversation as an even more impactful intervention. So we're going to cover all of the kind of nuts and bolts of how to be a really kick-ass movement practitioner. In addition, we've got our group coaching calls, which give you the guidance, the accountability, and the support you need to actually implement this stuff. This is a petri dish. It's a creative playground. It's a chance for you to really step up your game as a movement professional, whether you're a coach, a therapist, a teacher, whatever the case is. I mean, we've got all stripes. And just to give you a little perspective on what people say about it, we just finished up the last round, and my favorite bit of feedback so far, one gal said, look, this has been a life-changing experience. Pat yourself on the mother effing fill in the blank back. This is not a joke. If you are just riding by on certifications as a way to better yourself as a professional, you're missing out on a lot of opportunity. I can tell you that from personal experience. It is only when I started working within community. It's only when I started working with coaches, mentors, in close collaboration with my peers, that I started to make any real progress in my practice. So please, I encourage you, if this clicks with you in any way, apply for a spot in the Deep Coaching Intensive. What we'll do is we'll set up a call, we'll talk over where you are now, where you want to be, and if this is a good fit. If it's not, look, I'm not going to pressure you into buying anything or enrolling in anything you don't want. I want this to be a curated, kick-ass, life-changing experience because that is what it is at the root of it. So if this clicks, again, you can apply below for a call. We'll set up a conversation, see if this is a good fit. If it is, then we move forward. If not, no harm, no foul. You live your life and I live mine, right? But whether you apply or not, here's the thing. You need to start acting as if you are the expert. You need to start acting as if you are the true giant in the room. The world needs this work. The world needs my work. The world needs your work. If we don't step up, nothing is going to happen. It is your job to transform people. It is your job to change the world. Do it. Act like a giant. Own your expertness, and I guarantee you will see huge shifts in your business and in your life. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon.